go. That's how you do it, man. That's how you go up against one of your NL East rivals, and that's how you start off the playoffs with a bang. Zack Wheeler, let's dive into everything. Okay, Zack Wheeler was absolutely sensational. He goes out there, he gives you 6 2/3 of a strong outing right there. That's the Cy Young Zack Wheeler I was looking for. All right, before we dive any further into this, I do want to remind you guys, make sure that you come onto the Discord server. If you guys want to give your comments down below, if you want to have a conversation with JJ, join that Discord server. Come on, and let's make sure that we have a conversation. I lost my train of thought because I'm so excited about this team, dude. This is awesome. Wow. This is what you needed from your team. Okay, you go out there, you make a statement, you take game one. Your starting pitcher today was an ace out there. He was phenomenal. I couldn't have asked for a better outing from Zack Wheeler. I thought that he was absolutely lights out. He even said during his postgame show, and I thought it was interesting from his perspective that he actually said this. He talked about during his press conference that his sweeper was the best that he's thrown ever. Like, and I tend to agree. That sweeper was absolutely deadly, and just the velocity and just the movement that he had, the bite that the hitters had, against it. Everybody was so uncomfortable, and it just really felt like that Zack Wheeler was throwing the right pitches with authority. The fastball did not even dip in velocity at all one bit. I think that was the best fastball consistently that he's thrown this entire season. Last season, we saw him reaching 100 miles per hour with the fastball, even when he was going into like the 6th inning. It's dipped down a little bit this season, but guess what? He kept it at 96, 97 throughout the whole entire game. I've seen the fastball dip to 94. I've seen it dip to 93. When he goes into the 6th inning or so, it just was straight out unbelievable when he was throwing the fastball and every other pitch had bite to it. And the Marlins hitters were absolutely uncomfortable. And this is what I want to go into next because I think that this is a good way to kind of get a little segue into this. Okay, the 7th inning comes. He's not pitching so well. He gives up a double or whatever to Josh Bell. And then there's an RBI infield single. Alec Bohm really tried. He had a really nice play, I thought, and he tried to make the throw from his knees, and it just didn't work out. Rob Thomson made the right decision and not only pulled him, but went with Jose Alvarado. And in that situation, I loved it. Rob said in the postgame show that he knew that Yuli Gurriel was going to come in to pinch hit, but Alvarado came in. He knew what his role was, the electricity that was in the building. It was just going to be tough for Yuli Gurriel to deliver, and Alvarado shut the door and then comes back, mind you, in that 8th inning and just gets a couple of absolutely huge outs. It was great. And then you go to Jeff Hoffman, and then Craig Kimbrell comes in with a 3-run cushion. He was going to come in with a 2-run cushion anyways, but good for Bryce Harper and good for the Phillies for delivering and coming through in that bottom of the 8th inning and getting that extra run. I know that Harper was on base and he was running for his life, but I got to tell you, that was great. I thought that was a clutch at-bat from Nick Castellanos. I thought that he was unbelievable today. Had some really good throws from the outfield, too. But Craig Kimbrell comes in, shuts the door in the 9th. It got a little dicey again because that's just how things go with Craig Kimbrell. But this bullpen was great. The starting pitching was great. And Rob Thomson showed up, and he had a game plan. And every move that he made was all right. They were all the right moves. He didn't make one bad decision today. And let's talk a little bit more about this because the starting lineup comes out. You see the starting lineup, and at first you're thinking to yourself, well, JT's batting a little bit up high, and Castellanos is going down a little bit, and Stott's batting 7th. I don't know if I like that. JT hitting 5th, I don't know. But it boosted his confidence, And the fact that Harper was struggling at first, even though he had that single at the very end, and that was big. But JT came through. He had a couple of really nice swings, a couple of really good hits, even though he lined out the center the first time up. He hit the ball so sharply. I think that he's finally turning the corner, and Rob put him in that spot. Okay, Brandon Marsh sits today. You have a lefty on lefty situation, but Christian Pache, dude, a big RBI single from him. How about this dude who literally is a platoon player that comes to the Phillies and literally has such an impact on this team? And he's let go by the A's, he's let go by the Braves, and the Phillies take a chance on him, work on his swing, and he's just producing in the playoffs. Like, sit back and actually think about that for a second. That's insane. Unbelievable. And I was so proud of Rob for putting in Christian Pache out in center field. And then he goes to Brandon Marsh and has him come in to pinch hit, which was the right decision too. Pache also had a really nice catch as well out in left field. Excuse me, did I say center field? I meant to say left field. But Pache also starts off the game with a really nice catch. Arise, who's their best hitter, comes up, and he did not look good at all whatsoever today. Man, that injury is absolutely bugging him, and I cringed. I'm not gonna lie, I cringed when he got on base and he's just jogging over to first base, and I'm like, that's not who he is. This isn't who he is. But just from that swing that he had in the first inning to lead things off, Pache comes in, makes a really nice catch, and I had nothing wrong with what Rob Thomson did tonight, and I thought that if it weren't for Zack Wheeler, he deserved to have the A ball tonight because he was managing like it was game 164 or game 163 of the season, and that was awesome. Okay, let's talk about the offense, because the offense, to me, I thought got the job done. This fan base was behind them every step of the way. Every pitch. Oh my gosh. It's literally like a 2-strike count. Zack Wheeler's on the mound, and every 2-strike count he had, it was like it was the 9th inning. It was. Oh my gosh. Everybody's standing up. The rally towels are waving. This is like, my gosh, I almost got the chills. I almost was crying because this is exactly what the Phillies needed in this playoff run. And when you think about playoff baseball in Philadelphia, that's what it's about. And the Marlins were not ready for the scene. They were not ready to know what to expect. And this is why. When you come to Philadelphia, it is a different animal. It's a different beast. That's why this matters. But going back to the offense, they have that nice third inning. Okay, Larry even said in the chat that this team was actually making Luzardo work, and they were putting up really good at-bats. Trey Turner, dude, puts up 2 walks today and is putting up these 8-pitch at-bats. I was so proud of him. And it just tells me once again that this dude has literally come such a long way from where he was before. Like, night and day. He's locked in. He's taking pitches. He's fouling off pitches. He's making Luzardo work. He's grinding out these at-bats. And that's what we want to see out of not just Bryson Stott, but Johan Rojas, too. My gosh. Man, that at-bat that he fought off and ended up getting that single, that was huge. I don't know what it is, but Harper didn't even have the best day at the office. And this team just has so many layers to it. Kyle Schwarber leads off the game with a single. Other than that, he struggled. But again, the guys that stepped up, Turner, Bohm, Realmuto, Castellanos, Stott, and Marsh. And Rojas, too. This team is just built differently. I don't know how else to explain it, but the moment is never too bright with this team. If it's a 1-run game, even if Miami's fighting back, you just have the confidence in this team. How can you not love the way that they are playing baseball right now? It is beautiful to watch. It is incredible to listen to. And I'm hoping that when I'm doing the play-by-play, I'm doing a good job at making you feel like you're actually at the ballpark and really, really describing the scenery. Because when it comes to playoff baseball, that's what you got to do on the radio. You really have to be nitpicky and particular when it comes to the play-by-play and making sure that the viewers, you guys, and everybody feels like that they're actually at the ballpark, because that's the whole experience. Now back to the whole analysis of the game, because that's why you guys are here. You're not here to listen to, me talk about things from a play-by-play perspective. I could talk about that any day. I'm talking about this game. Come on, Jason. We can't get off track. The umpires today sucked. But I really thought that Zack Wheeler, even though he got a couple of really nice calls, the blue was bad on both sides of the plate. Stu Sherwater, he's not the worst umpire in the world. He's not the best. But, the zone was a little bit extended today. And I wasn't really a fan of what the blue was able to do behind the plate. Bryson Stott strikes out on a pitch that looked like it was a little bit outside. Kyle Schwarber, same thing. But then you look at Jorge Soler and some of the strikeouts that he had, and Jazz Chisholm Jr., chirping back and forth with Stu Sherwater. Man, that's just what this whole environment is all about. And we love it. Trey Turner going after Stu Sherwater, too, chirping, saying, no, that was not a strike, man. Come on, you got to control the strike zone better. Man, this is exactly what the scenery is all about. Fortes did a good job at blocking pitches behind the plate for Luzardo. I just have to put that out there because I noticed that a lot of Luzardo's pitches, especially in the very beginning, he was very wild. He was not ready for the moment. He looked like he was really nervous out there and like he was going to get eaten up for his life. Seriously, that's exactly what it felt like. And Fortes, I thought, saved his bacon a lot of times when it came to just blocking pitches. This team did what I asked them to do. You got a great start out of Wheeler. You played small ball, especially in the early parts of the game. I said that if this team is going to go far, they need to do the small things correctly, and they got to play small ball. They got to play great fundamental baseball, and they clicked on all cylinders tonight. They put everything on full display, except hit a home run. And he didn't even have to do that tonight. You would probably think that with every hit that they had, it was a home run just because of how intense the crowd was. Oh, it was certainly something. Let's get into this because Rob was asked about it in the postgame show, and this has been a really big topic, and we heard about it too in the chat too. Dusty Wathan, okay? You hold up Bryce Harper at third base the first time. I got to tell you, and Rob even talked about this during his post-game press conference, just from Sanchez's accuracy, okay, time and time, like he has a cannon of an arm out in right field. Okay, personally, when it comes to Schwarber, Schwarber doesn't have the most speed. Did I say Harper? I meant to say Kyle Schwarber. Schwarber doesn't have the best speed in the world, and I understand that you want to try to get on top early. I get that whole philosophy, and Nick Castellanos tried to score two on what would have been a 2-run base hit by Alec Boehm, I believe it was. It's tough because Sanchez made a pretty good throw, even though it was a little bit off the line. I'm not running in that situation, and I thought Dusty Wathan did the right thing because you don't want to have a rally killer. And if Jesus Sanchez has a cannon of an arm like he does, I don't want Kyle Schwarber being gunned out at the plate, and I'd rather take my chances, especially against the Marlins. I'm okay with him not being sent right there. I'm also okay with Bryce Harper running through the stop signs of Dusty Wathan, like not even looking, because guess what? He knew what he was going to do. He's an aggressive base runner, and guess what? They needed that extra run, and that extra run was like an extra 5 runs, because that's how much of a cushion that was. And I'm happy that Bryce was able to do it, and he was smart about it too. It wasn't like it was, just an aggressive play. There was a lot behind that. And when he's getting the crowd involved and he slides and he gets back up and he puts his fist bump up in the air, oh, man, how does that not rile you up at night? I'm probably not going to go to sleep. I'm not going to lie. I probably could like run a marathon if I really wanted to right now. That's how much I love this team. And with how they're playing and everything, it just gets the juices going, man. It really does. And I'm so proud with how they took care of business today. And tomorrow, yes, you're going to need a great start from Aaron Nola, but I think that you're also going to need more stuff from the bats. You know, this is a guy in Braxton Garrett that you're going up against who has also kind of had the Phillies number this season. Okay, he has 2 wins. He's been really dominant on the mound against the Phillies. And I think that you're going to have to kind of do the same thing that you did today in regards to, you know, working up pitch counts and working up really good at-bats, you know, like what you did against Luzardo. But it's going to be the same thing against Braxton Garrett. Maybe try to get a Schwarber? Maybe? I'm just saying I would kind of like that. I really would. Think that that'd be really cool. What else did I forget to cover tonight? I talked about, Kyle Schwarber being held up at third base. Yeah, it was the right thing to do, okay? 9 times out of 10, Sanchez is going to make that throw. I was a little surprised that Schwarber didn't go, but then, like, when you watch the replay and when you think to yourself, it's Kyle Schwarber, I don't want to make that out. I really don't. In that situation, you're starting off the ball game. Yes, you want to be aggressive, but also you need to understand what the situation is. Okay, if you're on the road, maybe you take that chance. But because you're at home, because things are going really well to start off the ball game, and that's the first out of the inning, why? Why with Kyle? Why? That's bad baseball. So, that's all I got to say. Let's hear from you guys. Let's hear from the people themselves. Come on here. If you want to join the Discord server, by all means. The link is down below in the description. We're also going to get to your comments as well. Snowman's here. Charlie's here. Larry, I know that he wants to come on. We're going to invite him to speak on the stage. We're going to give him front and center stage right now. Larry, what's up? How you doing?
JJ, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, great. This was the start to the postseason that we wanted. Everything about it, everything. I mean, Wheeler being lights out like that, scoring runs with small ball, a couple of RBI doubles, couple of RBI singles, no home runs, no Schwarber or Harper facing a tough lefty. They weren't going to be able to get it done with the long ball, and they still found a way to come through. And you're right on about Rob Thomson. All the things that have come up during the year that I've been critical of here and there, the offense disappearing at times, we haven't seen that in a month. The offense is there every night. Some of the things that Rob Thomson has done during the year that I've been critical of, he pushed all the right buttons tonight. He had, a couple of back-to-back righties in the lineup. Same thing as you. I looked at the lineup and I thought, well, Stott's moved down in the lineup. I don't like that. But then I realized he had back-to-back righties at the top of the order and back-to-back righties moving Castellanos
exactly
and JT moved up in the order. And I realized, well, that's against a lefty. Let's see how that works out, and it worked. I think it was Pache that had the RBI hit that you were talking about.
Yes. That's exactly what it was. Yep.
Yeah, it was Pache, I thought.
Yep. It was.
So Rob, all the buttons he pushed worked. Even starting Wheeler, I thought there was he might start the postseason just automatically start Nola. That's my ace. That's the number 1 guy. But he made the right call there, going with Wheeler. Wheeler's been the best pitcher all year, best starter.
Yep.
I mean, everything. There was no problems on defense, base running. I'm totally okay, and I'm usually the guy who wants to be more aggressive and saying, why did you hold him up? Take a chance, send him there. But You're right. It's the first inning. You're at home. You still got 2 guys in scoring position with 1 out, with Harper and JT coming up. There's a pretty good chance to score there.
Correct.
They didn't score. But, when you're tagging up at third, you're going from a dead stop. That's Kyle Schwarber standing on third base, and he's got to get moving from third to home.
Right.
He's not a fast guy, especially
No.
from a stop.
Yep.
Harper was not tagging up. Harper was coming around third base with a head of steam. That's a different
Right.
ball game there. I don't mind when he
Absolutely.
runs through stop signs sometimes, and he's always aggressive. And Harper gets thrown out once in a while at home at second trying to stretch a single. But usually I'm okay with the aggressiveness. You know, you got to pick your right spots. Later in the game, you can't count on getting, you want that insurance run now. You can't count on getting another hit. And he's barreling around third. I say go for it. Try to get that run there. And in the first inning, played a little safer. They didn't get the run there in the first inning, but I still felt good about it because they made Luzardo throw 24 pitches in that first inning. He was over 40 pitches after 2 innings.
I know.
You keep doing that. That's the other big thing was the at-bats this game. They are not doing the thing where they just come up and swing at everything out of the strike zone and go down on 3 or 4 pitches. They were having at-bats today. That's, they completely turned the corner on that. I don't know what was going on earlier in the season where I think they were just pressing too hard, but they are feeling themselves now. They're confident and they're going up to the plate. Yeah, they're just having those professional at bats where they feel like they know what they're doing. They know when to take, they know when to be aggressive and early in the count and when to work the count. And you're going to get starting pitchers out of the box. There's no way Luzardo was going to go past 5 innings at the rate he was throwing pitches. And even if you're not scoring, even if you hold the guy up at third and you end up not scoring that run in the first inning, I still felt like it was a productive inning. And in that sense, you're still doing something. You're putting pressure on the starter as far as pitch count, and that could pay off later in the game when you get into the bullpen. And that's the thing that the Marlins didn't do to Wheeler. Wheeler's pitch count was low. I thought he might be able to go the distance tonight by about the 4th, 5th, 6th inning. His pitch count was still low. And that just goes to show you that, they had to face Wheeler for 7 innings. And we only had to face their starter for, 4 2/3, I think?
Yep.
And, that's a big thing. You might not think about it in the first inning when the guy's on third and you go, oh, we didn't get the run in. But that'll pay off later in the game. And, they got into the bullpen and got an insurance run. And that was all it took, man. It was like picture perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. Larry, I appreciate you for coming on. I want to harp back on some of your comments, but I'm honestly just like so excited. Like my mind is literally like all over the place. But I appreciate you so much for coming on here. I don't even know like what I'm doing. I actually literally forgot just now that I'm literally like recording a cast. Like that's how I'm feeling right now. Oh my gosh. This is insane.
We couldn't tell. You got to get a little more excited, JJ. You can't be so laid back in the playoff atmosphere. You just got to get a little energy. Get excited or something. Come on.
I need a Schwar bomb in me, man.
We're gonna get some bombs tomorrow, I think.
Yeah.
The offense was small ball tonight, and we're gonna get the long ball going forward in the postseason after this.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for coming on here. I appreciate it. Look, I want to harp back on something that Larry just said. We talked about Zack Wheeler with the pitch count. I thought that he was actually going to go 8 innings tonight with the rate that he was pitching because everything that he was doing out there, the Marlins were just so confused. You have the crowd in the background, first of all. You have this playoff type of an atmosphere, okay? You don't know what's coming. And when the pitches are just dipping the way that they are, with the velocity coming in at 94, with the sliders, the curveball's working, okay? He's going to a 97-mile-per-hour fastball, and, like, everything is clicking. Good luck. He's also getting the calls, the umpire calls. Some of them are going his way, and that just adds a whole nother element to it. This Marlins team was just confused at the plate because Zach was so dominant. And the bullpen, A+. A+ job by the bullpen tonight. We are feeling so different about Craig Kimbrell coming in for that 9th inning if the Phillies don't get that extra run. And I think that certainly helped. I mean, it definitely helped. Like, obviously it helped. But, I mean, I'm just saying that, you get a double, okay, from Josh Bell. And we're feeling different if it's a 3-1 game with the tying run coming up to the plate. You know what I mean? It's a different type of a feeling. It's a different type of a vibe. And that extra run was absolutely huge. This team needs to do it again tomorrow. I don't have any fear that this team can literally shut the door tomorrow. Okay? Send Miami back home. Have Aaron Nola go out there and give you 6 strong innings with this crowd behind you, by the way. I think he's going to have a sensational start, personally. I think that we're going to have an interesting postseason with Aaron Nola. And it's a big day for him, obviously. But the lineup was absolutely great. And everything that they did at the plate today, it was the best case scenario that you could ask for. It really was. And I cannot wait until first pitch tomorrow night. I really can't. Okay, like, literally just have first pitch be right now. I'm ready to call another game. I'm not going to lie. I'm ready to call it right now. First pitch right now. I'm ready. I'm fired up. I hope you guys are too. All right, guys, that's going to wrap things up here. We'll be back on tomorrow night. Okay, 8:08 p.m., first pitch. See you guys there. Hope you all have yourselves a fantastic rest of your night. I will catch you all on the next one. Before I actually go, I'm really sorry. I missed a couple of comments. I'm so happy we won. I was sweating balls in the 7th inning, says Charlie. Snowman wanted to say hey. Yeah, man, thanks for coming on here as always. Go Phillies, says Daniel. Yes, man. Awesome stuff. All right, I'll catch you on the next one. Laila Tov, everybody. Have yourselves a great night. Peace out.